Greetings, my name is Nadine Sa, and I am the president of Concord Players. We are thrilled for our 24-25 season. We start this season in November with our thought-provoking play, How I Learned to Drive, directed by J. Mark Baumhardt. In February, we will be having our dramatic comedy, Shakespeare In Love, directed by Leibowitz. In May, we will be performing the musical Urinetown, directed by Shelby Art-Koljonen. We will also be a part of the Concord 250th celebration by performing Songs for a New World, directed by Jamie Cook. Now, please sit back and watch this video, which will be from our directors telling about their shows.
Hi there, I'm Mark Baumhardt. I'm the director of How I Learned to Drive by Paula Vogel. This is my 6th show with the Concord Players, having appeared in Wait Until Dark, before I was a graybeard, and Sideman. I directed Angel Street, The Country House, and Harvey. I'm thrilled to be back. How I Learned to Drive won the 1998 Pulitzer Prize for Drama. It's a beautifully crafted play that tackles a very difficult subject matter. It's intelligent, heartbreaking, complex, provocative, scary, charming, funny, sexy, devastating, powerful, and hopeful. The story follows Little Bit's path from adolescence to adulthood as she discovers family secrets, navigates a complicated relationship with her uncle, and traverses growing pains, all while developing her own sense of right and wrong. I was initially taken with Paula Vogel's beautiful writing and the complex subject matter. I'm personally drawn to scripts with rich and complex characters who have to battle through obstacles to find peace, redemption, happiness, justice, etc. Scripts that make you think. After watching How I Learned to Drive, the main character's strength and resilience will stay with you a long time after you leave the theater. I look forward to seeing you in November.
Hello, my name is Leibowitz, and I am the director of Shakespeare In Love at the Concord Players. I have over 30 years of experience directing, choreographing, acting, and being a theater educator. I have had the privilege to work in school districts, conservatories, universities, community theaters, and regional theaters throughout Massachusetts. This is my first time directing at the Concord Players, and I am so excited to be here. I've had the pleasure of seeing many shows at the Concord Players, and I've always been blown away with the talent and the professional production quality of every show I've seen. I am sure many of you have seen, or at least know of, the 1998 Academy Award-winning movie, Shakespeare in Love. This play is based on that movie and follows the storyline of the movie quite closely. The plot revolves around William Shakespeare, who is experiencing writer's block and having trouble finishing his play, Romeo and Ethel the Pirate's Daughter. Will meets Viola, whose greatest desire is to perform on stage. Unfortunately, during Elizabethan times, women were not allowed to perform on stage in the city of London. Viola becomes Will's muse, and an element of farce is introduced, revolving around mistaken identities. The ensemble is a very important part of this show. They have quite a lot to do, and several actors will be performing multiple parts. This show also contains a great deal of music, so we're looking for actors who can sing and move well to fill out our ensemble. There are several dance numbers, and of course, quite a bit of stage combat. We hope you consider auditioning or being involved in some way with Shakespeare in Love, and we can't wait to get started on this fun production.
Hi there, my name is Shelby Art-Koljonen, and I am thrilled to be directing Urinetown at Concord Players. Urinetown is a show that I have loved for many years. I first saw it when my college put it on while I was still just a senior in high school, scoping out colleges, seeing this production and this musical and seeing what fun the cast was able to have on stage and what amazing things that designers and directors could bring to it is actually one of the major reasons I chose where I went to college, was because I enjoyed their production of Urinetown so much. And years later, I got to perform in Urinetown at a community theater where I was then working working. And so it's one of those shows that has kind of followed me in my life, and I just continue to thoroughly enjoy it. Urinetown is really special because not only is it a thought-provoking show that will make you talk to your neighbors in the audience at intermission about what's going to happen and who are the good guys and who are the bad guys really in our world, but more than that, it's spectacularly funny. So you'll leave at the end and you'll be thinking, but you'll also be tapping your toe to some of the tunes. And it does all those wonderful things classic musicals do. It has big song and dance numbers. It's hysterically funny. It's got comedic duos. It's got a love story. It just has everything you want in a musical, while also being a satire about the world around us and parodying other musicals that you all may already know and love. So it's just a wonderful combination of many, many things that comes together into a joyous, very funny, wonderful time at the theater for both those on stage and those in the audience. I'm thrilled to get to direct actors in this show. It's so fun to be in the community of actors in this piece. It has a terrific ensemble at its core, and being a part of that ensemble, I think, is something you carry with you for years after. I certainly am still very connected with the people who I was in the show with many years ago. It's one of those shows that you all become a family during, and I'm excited to create that and foster that environment because I think the audience can feel that when they see the show as well. Additionally, I am so thrilled to be working at Concord Players. I've heard such phenomenal things about the performers, the audiences, the community, the designers, everyone. And the team we've assembled for Urinetown, from the choreographer and music director to every single designer, is just star-studded. I'm thrilled to be working with them. I'm thrilled for you all to know who they are and to get to work with them as well if you're involved. So I could not be more excited for this particular production in this particular place at this particular time. I think it's poignant. I think it's funny. It lets you go to the theater and escape for a little while and just laugh out loud. And what could be better? So I hope to see many of you there on stage and off. And I am so excited. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jamie Cook, and I am so excited to be directing Songs for a New World by Jason Rabbit Brown for the Concord Players in June of 2025. After falling in love with the Concord Players during my time on stage in Titanic, and after stepping into the role of hair and makeup designer for a few different shows over the last few years, I cannot wait to step into the role of director for this incredible production during a momentous season. Songs for a New World transcends genre, as it is more than a song cycle, but not quite a full-blown musical as some people might know them. It is a compilation of stories, personalities, locations, and shared experiences based in both fiction and nonfiction. Getting to do this piece, which is incredibly important to me and centers around how people take on new worlds and new adventures during the 250th celebration of the town of Concord, is an honor. 250 years ago, the country decided it was time to become a new world and embark on a new adventure, no matter how daunting. People of all different backgrounds and diversities came together to make sure their future had possibility, and that is exactly what this show does. Whether it is a flag maker during the Revolutionary War or a young man experiencing injustice in our modern world, these stories and the songs that go with them are so inspiring and so important. What originally drew me to this piece was the idea that personalities gravitate to not only other personality types, but also adventures and challenges. Songs for a New World features 8 actors portraying all the roles in the show, and they're all connected by similar personality traits. The idea that certain aspects of one's character draw you to other people, or maybe even certain life decisions, is one of the things I'm most excited to dive into and play with. The show also really plays with location and time to show that the human experience, no matter how different the world looks, is very similar. The show begins almost out of time, not set in any particular time period or location, while all the actors join us on stage to sing A New World, introducing right away the concept that while that first step into the unknown is difficult, it is necessary. The first number goes straight into a very emotionally driven location, the deck of a Spanish sailing ship, 1492. People are leaving their homes for the new world, and there is fear and hardship around every corner, but there is also an overwhelming feeling of hope and unwavering faith that comes hand in hand with making such a big decision. After that, we shoot to the terrace of a modern-day New York City penthouse to watch a woman deal with marriage in a dark comedy called Just One Step. The opening sequence of those 3 numbers of Songs for New World represents perfectly what the show as a whole is about. Change is hard. Life can be scary, but in the end, we are all going through life together and trying our best to make a good life, not only for ourselves, but for the future, for our family, for our friends, for our neighbors, for ourselves, as a part of that bigger community. Songs for a New World is a favorite of mine. I think it is a spectacular piece of art, and I cannot wait to bring it to the Concord Players in June of 2025. I hope to see you all there, and I hope we all get to see this new world come to fruition together. Thank you.
We hope you're as excited for the season as we are. Tickets will be made available on our website soon. We are a community theater, and thus we do welcome any donation amount. But most importantly, we are thankful and appreciative of your continuous support for Concord Players. We look forward to seeing you in the audience soon.